Today I will be applying the social cognitive theory to Philip Markov's case. The social cognitive theory was developed by Albert Bandura. Bandura is a social science psychologist whose contribution to this construct connected behaviorists and cognitivists. In the agentic social cognitive view, people are self-organizing, proactive, self-reflecting, and self-regulating, not just reactive organisms shaped and shepherded by external events. Bandura is best known for his social learning theory, bubble dog experiment, modeling self-efficacy, and reciprocal determinism. One important process of the social cognitive theory is modeling. Modeling is observing the behaviors of others. There are 4 modeling process steps. The first step is attention. Attention is when we notice the behavior. The second step is retention. This is when we encode, retain, recall. Step 3 is reproduction, which is reproducing the behavior. In this step, we improve the model behavior by practicing. Lastly, step 4 is motivation. For us to reproduce the behavior, there would need to be some sort of motive or incentive to motivate us to do observed behavior. Another important term within the social cognitive theory is self-efficacy. Self-efficacy is the belief that you are able to succeed. Basically, if we believe we can, we try. But if we don't believe we can, we won't try. People have the power to influence their own actions to produce certain results. Self-efficacy can predict behavior. We will address predicting behavior later in the presentation. We will be looking at Philip Markov, also known as the Craigslist killer. Markov was born in February 1986 in New York. His parents were Dr. Richard Markov, who was a dentist, and his mother was Suzanne Haynes, who worked at a casino. He had a normal, happy upbringing. He graduated high school in 2004 and graduated college within 3 years, pre-med in 2007. He went on to Boston University as a medical student. He had a fiancée whom he shared an apartment with. He had no criminal record. He considered to be ambitious and intelligent with a bright future. He was a model student and citizen. However, the 7-day crime spree told a different story of a very dark side of Philip Markov. Markov found his victims on Craigslist adult section. Women would often post for escort or prostitution services. He would communicate with different women, meet them in hotel rooms. And upon going into hotel rooms with these women, he would rob them at gunpoint, tie them up, and take their money. The women were easy targets because they had no protection. The first robbery occurred April 2009. The victim was not physically harmed, but 3 days later, he killed his second victim. 2 days later, he met his third victim in Rhode Island. The robbery didn't go as planned because the woman's husband interrupted. He had a secret life and participated in websites sexual in nature, posting nude photos of himself. He purchased a gun in New Hampshire in February 2009 with a fake ID. He didn't hide his identity to his victims. He did not try to hide from the cameras and didn't wear gloves. Police traced his IP address to his apartment he shared with his fiancée. He loved to gamble and was on his way to the casino with his fiancée at the time he was apprehended. He committed suicide while in custody 1 year and a day after what was supposed to be his wedding anniversary. In reviewing Markov's case, he had a high self-efficacy. He was intelligent but seemed to have a personal need for thrill. He thought out his crime, acquiring a gun, using Craigslist, an environment that he was comfortable with to choose his victim. His motivation seemed to be making money fast. He got away with robbery once, and his motive of getting money was met. Self-efficacy then exerts a strong positive effect on performance, through goal-setting effort and persistence. He robbed again but killed the victim. He then robbed a third time, but the victim husband interrupted his plans. He was confident in his action because he presented a virtual identity to society that everyone could buy into. The guy next door, tall, blonde, and handsome, a medical student engaged to a beautiful girl. This helped him hide in plain sight. In the model of reciprocal causality, internal personal factors in the form of cognitive, affective, and biological events, behavioral patterns, and environmental events all operate as interacting determinants that influence one another bidirectionally. Markov's behavior became predictable in the Boston area, and after the murder of his second victim, he probably understood that the evidence he was leaving behind was overwhelming. Motivated by the desire to obtain money, despite killing his second victim, his behavior was predictable that he might move on to a different area whose individuals weren't on alert. Thank you for watching.